Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Latori and today I'm going to be doing a haul featuring Black-owned brands that focus on fragrance, fitness, and fashion. If you're interested in seeing what I got, then stay tuned. So like I mentioned, all of the brands that I'm going to feature today are Black-owned businesses. Most of them are actually local businesses to the area that I live. I live in Maryland and there are a lot of Black-owned businesses in the DMV area and I love to support them whenever I can. So the first business that I want to talk about is my favorite in this brand and is my favorite in this haul, and it's my favorite because it is owned and operated by my brother. So the store is called Street Lux Vintage and he sources all of these amazing vintage pieces. Most of them have like a 90s aesthetic, so if that's your thing, you should definitely check them out. I will leave a link to his store below and I will put his info on the screen. So this is the first item and it is this t-shirt and it says BH Rodeo Drive. So the BH is for Beverly Hills and I think it is so bomb. It has like this gold embroidered detail with like this paisley print and this inside is velvet. And it is just so beautiful close up. It's actually very intricate and ornate. If you are able to see the details, I'll do a split screen so that you can see it close up. But I just love this so much. Like I mentioned, he sources each item himself. He does usually same day or next day shipping, just depending on the time that you purchase. So I would definitely check them out, especially if you are into vintage pieces. Like I mentioned, he focuses mainly on like a 90s aesthetic. So if that's your thing, definitely check them out. The next piece that I'm going to talk about, I actually discovered on Instagram. And when I initially started following the person that owns the online boutique, I didn't even realize that they had a boutique. I actually just followed them because I love the way that they dress. The lady, her name is Tish, I believe, or that's her nickname or something, but she has a super dope aesthetic. And so that's the only reason I followed her. And then in following her, I realized that she also sells clothes. And so I picked up this dress from her that is really bomb. It's this mesh dollar, or not dollar bill, it's $100 bill print dress. And it is a maxi and it has a mock turtleneck and it zips up the back. But you can't see the zipper from the back, but it is really bomb. I will try it on so that you can see how it fits. And this, believe it or not, is actually a super versatile piece because it is not like a super thick material. It's mesh. You can like fold it up to make it a midi if that's what you wanted to do, which is probably what I want to do, or probably what I will do. And I want to get the green maxi sweater from Hanifa, which is another Black-owned brand. They just always sell out in my size whenever they become available. So whenever I'm able to pick one up, I want to get the green, the thick knit maxi sweater. I'll leave a picture so that you can see what I'm talking about. And that's how I plan to style this. But yeah, the quality is really good. The shipping was really fast. And yeah, I love it. I think it's very different than what I typically wear, but it's still a really nice piece. So I'm glad I was able to pick this up. The next items that I want to mention, I picked up more so out of necessity rather than just my typical, I was scrolling and I saw something, so I bought it. Earlier this year, I was diagnosed with androgenetic alopecia, which is a type of hormonal hair loss. And I noticed for a while that like the hair and the back of my head was very thin in comparison to the rest of my hair. I've been natural for close to probably like 10 years or something like that now. So my hair is very thick and very full. So it was very strange when I noticed that it was starting to thin, but I didn't really think much of it. I thought maybe I used the product or something that I didn't agree with. And as time went on, it progressively got worse. And so I finally went to my dermatologist and that's when I found out, or that's when I got the diagnosis of androgenetic alopecia. So before I figured out what exactly was happening, I started to do super low maintenance styles and styles that would allow me to use different things to put on my hair every night to treat the area that was most affected by the hair loss. And thankfully, I mean, it's not ideal. Nobody wants to lose their hair, but thankfully it happened during quarantine. So I didn't really have anywhere that I had to go. I didn't have to worry about going to work, and I was able to do super, super low maintenance styles. So I was sitting at home looking crazy because my hair was not how it typically is. I usually wear like a lot of protective styles. But when I was trying to regrow my hair, which thankfully it has mostly come back, it hasn't caught up with the length of the rest of my hair, but it's not just like gone like it was before. But with that, I was just doing like 2-strand twists, and every night came up with this little mixture that I would put on the back of my hair that helped it to regrow. But because the mixture was super greasy, and it was something that I had to do every day for it to work, I couldn't do like my typical styling that I would normally do just because it didn't work. So I was on Facebook one day, and I follow like a lot of pages on there that have different Black owned businesses and brands that people list. And I noticed that this lady had posted her brand of hair wraps, and it just so happened because I was experiencing hair loss, I was looking for hair wraps. So when I did need to do like a grocery store run or a Target run, I could just, do a cute little wrap and go, and it wouldn't really disturb, or I didn't have to take out the 2 strands that I did to protect my hair. And so I came across this brand, and like I mentioned, it's local to Maryland. So I actually got my items, I want to say like the day after I placed my order, which was amazing. And she sells these really, really great jersey head wraps. They're a heavy material, but it's not heavy on your head, if that makes sense. It's a quality material, I should say. And she sells all the different colors. So these are the colors that I picked up just because these are the colors that went best with the things that I typically wear. And they are all really great. They did exactly what I needed them to do. I was able to wrap them in a bunch of different ways. They're really long, and they have like a little stretch to them, so you're able to do it in a way where it's comfortable on your head, but you can also style it kind of sort of if that's something that you wanted to do. So the only thing is, like I mentioned, I was using like this grease that I mixed up so that my hair could regrow. And in doing that, I wasn't thinking, I knew that I had all of this stuff in my hair, but I was putting the wraps over it. So one of them I got messed up with the grease. It has like the oil stains on there. And so I should have used a base wrap before putting this over it, but you live and you learn. And these were super affordable. I want to say they were like $7 a piece or something like that. They weren't very expensive at all, especially when you consider the quality that they are. So I'm probably just going to replace these, replace the one that I got the oil stains on. But they are really great quality, super stretchy, and you should definitely support them if you're interested in hair wraps. They're great for low maintenance styles. If you have your hair in a protective style, we're still in the house. It seems like Maryland is about to go back on lockdown. So if you just want to focus on hair growth, you can just moisturize, do your routine, moisturize, throw in some straight backs, and when you need to go out, get you a hair wrap and you're good to go. So the next item that I want to talk about is something that has become one of my most favorite things since the beginning of this year with us being in the house, and that is fragrance. I have always been someone that loves like perfume and things that smell nice. That I feel like is a top tier compliment. When someone tells you that you smell nice, that is my favorite compliment to receive and give. And I was on Instagram once again, and the person that creates these particular fragrances, I've been following for a while. He's this really dope creative named Chris Classic, and he has a brand called Savoir Faire, and he hand blends and bottles all of the fragrances that he creates. So I think that's super personal and luxurious. I love anything that's handmade, especially when it's a Black owned business. And I was super excited to finally get my hands on a discovery set. Here is the packaging. It's really beautiful. And it comes with his 3 signature, or his current 3 fragrances. And one is the signature, which is this one, which was his very first fragrance that he released. The middle is Soul Cafe, which is my personal favorite. And this last one is called Beau Noir. They all smell amazing. Like, I received so many compliments. This is probably my most complimented fragrance, Soul Cafe, because that's the one that I wear the most. Um, the great thing about this particular brand is that all of the fragrances are unisex. And I personally love unisex fragrances, or fragrances that are just kind of androgynous, just because they just smell good. It's like, it's not super sweet, it's not super like masculine or hard, it's just like it has a great sweet spot, and those are the types of fragrances that I love. Most of my favorite fragrances are unisex type fragrances, and this, I was just so happy when I received this one, because I've been wanting it for such a long time and they always sell out. So I would suggest, if you're interested, definitely following his business page and turning on your post notifications. I know for Black Friday, he is going to be doing a sale, so you might want to get on that for yourself or a loved one. Like I said, it would be a great gift for a man or a woman in your life, or for yourself. If you're like me and you like to buy gifts for yourself, do what you have to do. But like I said, this one, as you can see, is my favorite, and I am probably going to pick up the full size during the Black Friday sale if I'm able to get it and it doesn't sell out too quickly. And like I said, this one is called Soul Cafe, and it just smells like so rich. I feel so regal when I wear this. It has like kind of like a smoky, citrusy, I don't know what to call it, but it's beautiful. I don't know if the notes are here. If I'm able to find the notes on his website of the fragrance, I will leave them on the screen or link them. I'm going to link the business page in the description box, but if I'm able to find the notes for the fragrances, then I will do that as well. But Soul Cafe is the sweetest of the three, but it's not like a sweet scent. It's definitely not something that's overpowering or something that would like give you a headache over time. It's very soft and subtle, but powerful. And that, I don't know how you get that type of blend, but it's really beautiful. The sillage on all of them is amazing. They last for a very long time. They last on your clothes for a very long time. So a little goes a long way, but all of the fragrances, I would have to say, of Soul Cafe is the most subtle, but it's not something that you're gonna miss. It's like not overpowering, or it's gonna fill the room, or like one of those offensive, just like loud fragrances. It's subtle and beautiful, but you can't miss it, if that makes sense. Beau Noir is a little more peppery. I don't know how to describe it. This one has a little more pepper. It's also on the smokier side, but it's still very beautiful. I would describe this one, Soul Cafe, I would say, it's interesting because it's subtle, you can wear it every day, but because it smells so beautiful, you almost want to save it for a special occasion. This is definitely more of like an occasion scent. I would say, like, going out, definitely in the cooler months. Definitely this would be a great date night scent. Definitely, I have worn this in the daytime. That's just because, I mean, wear what you want. But I would say, if I had to describe it as between a daytime or a nighttime scent, this is definitely more nighttime. And I would say the same for the flagship fragrance, the signature blend. This, I would say, this smells so good. I would say is the most masculine of the trio, but it still would be beautiful on a woman. This one is also smoky, peppery. It has something sweet in there. I don't know what it is, but they all just smell really amazing. If you can't get your hand on the Discovery set, I would say definitely try to get Soul Cafe. I feel like that's a fan favorite. I've never heard anything bad about them, or about that particular, well, about any of them, but especially Soul Cafe. I know a lot of people like that, both men and women. If you can't get Soul Cafe, then try the signature first. I think if I had to order them in my personal favorites, I would say Soul Cafe would be top, the signature blend, and then Beau Noir. But you can't go wrong with any of them. So definitely check out this brand if you're into fragrance. Like I said, this would be a great gift for man, woman. They're definitely on the, they're on the mature side, but not like mature like something your grandmother or grandfather would wear. Mature like you're grown, like you have bills, you handle your business, like bossy, mature, 30, 40s, 50 grown, not like elderly white diamonds mature. If you get what I'm saying. But yeah, this is Savoir Faire by Chris Classic. Highly recommend. And so the last and final item that I want to talk about is the fitness item. And this is a brand that I was introduced to via Instagram, but the creator is someone that I've been following for years. I initially came across this lady on YouTube. She is an OG YouTuber. She's not super active on YouTube anymore, but she's still really active on Instagram. I love her personality, and I've just loved watching her journey. Like I said, she started out on YouTube making like beauty and fashion content, and she's created this entire fitness empire. Super inspirational. She is just a beautiful person all around. I love her personality. And the brand is called Sculpt, and it is this Sculpt fitness belt. And I picked this up during quarantine because if you are like me, you have been in the house eating. Well, I was kind of doing that pre-quarantine, but during quarantine, it just kind of went to a whole nother place. It really didn't have to go, but that's neither here nor there. But I picked up this fitness belt because I wanted to start doing workouts at home, and I wanted to focus on like waist training because that's the area that I usually carry a lot of weight in my midsection. And I just heard so many great things about it. And I had just like a basic fitness belt that I would wear when I went to the gym. And I know it can be a bit controversial. Some people say you don't need it. Some people say that it's harmful. I personally like to wear a fitness belt just because it helps to remind me to focus on constructing or constricting the muscles in my core when I'm doing like ab workouts. And I just like the extra support. It helps with sweating more. So I just feel like overall it makes my workouts more effective. You can make your own decisions about if you think waist training is helpful or something that you would be interested in, but this particular build is amazing. So it has this part in the middle which is Velcro, so it's super adjustable. Well, this particular part is adjustable, so you can make it tighter as you lose weight in your you lose weight or lose inches in your waist, and you can make it tighter so that it still fits you the way that it needs to. And I'm gonna open this, hopefully it's not too loud. This part in the middle that you actually put on your waist, it has this zipper down the front, and it actually has boning in here, which is really great for support, especially like supporting your back and things like that. And it just feels like substantial. It's not flimsy. It's not going to move around. It's not going to roll down on you if you're doing like a floor workout or something like that. It's going to stay in place. The outside is like this rubbery neoprene type of material, and the inside is cotton, or at least it feels like cotton. I don't know what exactly it's made up of. And in order to get the size that works best for you, there is a size chart on the website. So I would suggest, if you are interested in picking one up, to definitely get your measurements and go based on the size chart. I got an extra large, which I typically don't wear an extra large in like clothing or anything like that. So I thought this might be too big for me, but I was like, let me just go with the size chart. And when I got it, I didn't think I would be able to get it on. It was a struggle to get it on. So definitely, from what I can tell, go with the recommended size based on the measurement that you put into the size chart on the website. Over time, it did become easier to put on just because it became more accustomed to my body, but it is super effective. I definitely had to work my way up in the length of time that I was able to keep it on, just because like when I first purchased it, it was a little on the tight side. but it became more comfortable and I got more acclimated to wearing it as time went on. So I think like the first day that I got it, I was only able to keep it on for like 20 minutes. And then when I took it off, it was like, ooh, I can breathe. But it's not like so constricting that you feel like you can't get your workout in. It's just like it's tight, it's substantial, and to me that's super helpful. Like I said, it reminds me to focus on holding in my core when I'm doing like ab workouts and things like that, which just makes the exercise that you're doing a little more effective. And so I personally love it. Once I lose enough inches in my waist, I will probably go down and pick up the next size so that I can continue to wear them during my workouts at home. So yeah, that is the J Sculpt fitness belt. Like all of the other businesses, I will leave the information below and the link to the website. So that is it for today's Black owned business haul. Like I said, supporting Black owned businesses is one of my favorite things to do just because I feel like Black owned businesses a lot of times receive a lot of unnecessary hate and backlash for whatever reason. So if you are able to support a Black owned business, especially during this holiday season, I would highly recommend that. There are so many amazing things that you can find that you would typically buy, but from a Black owned business. So supporting small businesses, especially in that are local to your area, is always a great idea. Since I've purchased these things, there have been more Black owned businesses that I've become aware of, businesses that people that I went to school with or that I just know just from living life that have started that I want to support. So you will see another one of these videos. So I would suggest doing the same. I know a lot of businesses will be having Black Friday sales. So if it's something that you don't necessarily need, but if you're like me and you just like to spend money, try to hit up those Black Friday sales. And supporting a small business, it always is super helpful because these big box brands, they have enough. So it's time to support community, support people that you know. And yeah, it's just a great thing to do. So I will see you guys next time. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment below which item you're thinking about picking up, or if there is a Black owned business that you think I should try. Definitely leave that in the comments, and I will see you next time. Thank you for watching.